Welcome to the Course Launchpad. My name is Malia Monaco. I'm a fellow coach, entrepreneur, and passionate course creator. So today I am going to give you some information on creating lists. I have been getting a lot of feedback from different coaches saying, I don't have a big list, or I don't have a list at all, or how do I build my list even bigger? How do I connect with the right people and my target audience? And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today, give you just a brief overview. So just some foundations. You need to first have an online presence. It's going to be important for you to be able to have a way to connect with people online. So you need a website. So I use Squarespace. I really like using it. It's very flexible, easy to use. You can customize it and add in what you want. You can also integrate it into, like I use MailChimp, so I use the integration tool to be able to capture my emails when I have people go to the site. I have a couple different options that people can opt into. So we'll talk about that in a second. So you need an online presence. You need a website, and then you can build you can build landing pages in addition to your websites. You can do it on Squarespace. I've actually created my landing pages within Squarespace, but you can also use things like lead pages or Unbounce to be able to create some really easy to use kind of plug and play landing pages that cover all of the different key points that you need to make sure you have on a landing page. So key points on landing pages would be testimonials, social proof. It would have a very clear call to action, click here and you're going to get your checklist or something like that. And then be able to have that email captured. So creating landing pages is kind of a whole nother topic today. So we can probably table that one for another time. There's a lot of resources online too of creating landing pages. So pretty much you just need to have an online presence. You need a way to communicate and interact with your audience and be able to capture those emails and provide value. So that moves to the second point, is you need to be able to capture those emails. So you need a system like MailChimp, Aweber, or there's tons of different ones out there. Constant Contact. There's a bunch of different ones. Infusionsoft, I've heard that one's a little challenging to use though. So I use MailChimp. I like it. It integrates well with what I've used. The automation system is nice, and they always add different features. They integrate with Facebook ads. So it's nice to be able to have an easy way to capture and then automate that communication and that connection, building that relationship with your list. You also need to know your secret sauce. And I talked about this in another video, and I have actually a whole module in one of my courses on this. You need your secret sauce because you need to know what your unique and valuable offering is, and you need to know who your ideal student is. And you need to be able to have that persona or that profile created. It's best to even just create it on paper. I have some worksheets that I use in my courses for my students to be able to create that kind of avatar of who's your ideal client, who's your ideal student. It might not be your ideal client. So that might be something to think about. So it just depends. But if you are in alignment with your secret sauce, your coaching practice, and your courses, then yeah, it's going to be seamless. It's going to be, the same targeted student is the same targeted client. So just kind of keep that in mind too. And when you think about that, it's going to be the demographics, who they are, what they do, what they like, their values. Really create a visual picture almost in your head of who that person is. Maybe you have that ideal person that you're working with, and you can kind of emulate that and say, okay, what are those characteristics, or who are those different clients that you really do enjoy working with, and take those pieces, what are the commonalities that they have, and be able to create that ideal persona that you're looking for your clients. And why this is important is because when you start to engage online, you want to be able to connect with them directly. You want to be able to speak their language, touch on their pain, understand them from their point of view, and to be able to say, hey, this is my unique, valuable offering, and that's, the pain that you're feeling or the challenge you're facing, I have a solution for that. And don't be afraid to be specific. Actually, specific is best when it comes to going out there and creating your online presence and be able to target who you want. And when you create your courses, because it's going to create that niche, that level of expertise that you have. It's kind of like, okay, so say you have a really weird illness and you go to a general practitioner and they kind of know a little bit about everything, but they have no idea, how to treat your specific ailment, and they're just kind of guessing and throwing stuff out there. You want to go to a specialist, right? So that comes to courses as well. You want to be able to present the expertise that you have and not be everything to everyone and not offer some really general basic course, because that's what people can find anywhere out there. They're looking for something specific. They're looking for a very specific transformation. And you want to be able to communicate, hey, I have that. I know this inside and out, and I'm willing to help you on that journey. So kind of getting off on a tangent on that, but that's very important, is to be able to communicate to them that you have this valuable offering. And this is all part of the list building, because you're going to be connecting with people. So if you don't have your secret sauce yet, I have a course for that at thecourselauchpad.courses. And I also have a Facebook video that I did earlier on that last month. So you can start taking a look at that. Okay, so you want to create something of value for your target audience. You want to create something that you're going to exchange for their email address. So it's called really a lead magnet. You don't have to have your entire offering, say your entire course done yet, or your entire bundle or anything like that. It doesn't have to be done yet. You just want to be able to say, this is my unique and valuable offering. I understand your pain and challenge, and this is the quick tip that I'm going to provide for you. You can do checklists, you can do email courses. There's all sorts of things that you can do for a lead magnet. It's got to be just something of value for that ideal student that you're wanting to connect with, because really email addresses are a new form of currency. If you think about it, it's kind of a barter system. I'm giving you my email address in exchange for something of value that you're giving me. So, think about it that way, is that it's really creating a barter system online, kind of a knowledge base, communication barter system. It's really interesting. So you're creating something of value. And what you want to do is you want to integrate this all together, and you put it online on your landing page, on your website. And so you have that integration in MailChimp. There's ways to create forms. And you can also create forms in Squarespace and then have it send to a certain list in MailChimp. You need to make a very clear call to action. So if you want to put the sign up form on the top of your website, on the top of the pages, that's fine. You can do pop-up boxes. You can do scroll boxes, like if they're on the page for a minute and a couple of seconds and they're scrolling down and then the pop-up happens. Figure out what works best for you in your offering and your ideal student. So you want just a very clear call to action and clear description of what's in it for them. So, they're going to provide you something of value. You need to provide them something of value. But you want to make sure your call to action is very clear, very easy to see, and very easy to input the information. The best is just like first name and email address, not having a big long list of things. So those are really the foundations. You need to have those first. Then there's the keys. Okay, so the key is to stay consistently connected and engaged once you receive that email address. You don't want to overload their inbox. I've been on lists where they're literally emailing me 3 times a day, and it's a little annoying. But just stay connected with them. And if you're providing something of value to them, they're gonna stay on your list. It really takes at least 7 times to connect with somebody for them to make, maybe take any action. So they have to hear something or see something at least that many times for it to register and be able to inspire them to make a call to action. So if you're staying in touch with them and you're creating that relationship and creating value, they're going to stay on your list. And just a little thing side note is don't get your panties in a bunch if people unsubscribe. That means that they just weren't your ideal student, or maybe it wasn't a good time for them. So if people are unsubscribing from your list, no problem. If it's a few, that's no problem. If it's a lot, then maybe you need to reconsider what you're offering. Just use that as kind of a barometer. But you do need a little bit of thick skin as you're building this. Don't take it personally. These are just people like you and me. And if it's not the right fit, they're going to unsubscribe. No problem. There's more fish in the sea. All right, so provide value. Back to the keys. Providing value. So like I said, you want to create that lead magnet. You can visit thecourselaunchpad.com/lead, LEAD -magnet. So check that out. That's my lead magnet idea generator. It's got a whole list of different things that you can create. It's not something that is super in depth. It's not like creating a course or anything. It's just providing something of value that'll help inspire the transformation that you're going to ultimately provide them. It's getting them started on the journey, and it's giving them a quick win. So, and it's also giving them a kind of a taste, a flavor of your secret sauce of what your unique and valuable offering is, and making that connection with them. So conversations create conversions. And I read the book, The Conversion Code by Chris Smith. Let's see if I can get it up here. So Chris Smith does a great job highlighting and providing a wealth of information on engaging online. It's capturing internet leads, create quality appointments, and close more sales. So he has a whole section on doing sales calls, which for a lot of us, I know that's not part, of what we do. What you can do is convert the scripts that he uses on sales calls as email scripts, because it really is continuing that conversation. So that's what I've done. I've used his information when he talks about his sales calls, and I've just kind of flipped it into my head of those are going to be, emails that I'm going to be sending to people. And it's creating that communication and that relationship, and just having a conversation with them. So when you're writing out your emails, once you've captured the list and you want to maintain that relationship, just think about having a conversation with them. So literally, like, write out questions, that you increase your engagement with them, and be able to kind of have that dialogue in your head as you create that email for someone. Okay, so lists don't have to be super large. A solid list of people that are really your ideal target students and have really, enjoyed the content and value that you're providing, they're going to convert at a higher rate than just a generic list that's out there. So even if you don't have thousands of people on your list, you still have the opportunity to make conversions into your course, as long as it's quality. So quantity and quality are both important. According to Teachable, the average stats for conversion from like a list to a course is about 2 to 5%. So say you have 1,000 people on your list, that's going to be about 20 to 50 students that are going to be signing up and converting. So it's important to keep people funneling into your list and keep refreshing it, because there will be people that are unsubscribed, and be able to stay connected and stay engaged with the people that are your ideal students. But don't be discouraged by the 2 to 5% ratio. It's a numbers game, and actually you can use those conversion rates when you go to price your course, because you can think about, how much do you want to charge to be able to reach your goals and stuff like that. So that's a whole nother video too. But yeah, just kind of keep that number in mind. So about 2 to 5% will convert at some point as a student. So that's where the quantity comes in. But if they're really high quality, I've heard people having like 100 people, on their list, and they're getting, I think it was like 35 of them were signing up for courses. So it just depends. So connections and conversations really make those conversions. So let's talk about getting those leads. Here's some free ways to get some people on your list. Go out there. First, make sure you know your secret sauce and your unique and valuable offering. Know your ideal student, and then you're going to go find them. You're going to go online, you're going to look for groups that are having conversations about what you want, your course to be about, and, what problems you're going to solve for them, and targeting into that ideal student. So your ideal student hangs out online with other ideal students. So once you find that group, or there's Facebook groups, there's conversation threads, there's communities, there's topics online. You can go to Quora and just look and see, what kind of conversations people are having about your course topic and your unique offering, and just engage with them. Don't spam them, and don't bombard them with, hey, I got the solution, I got the answer, and here's my lead landing page address. And just create a relationship. It's just like anything else. The world has changed online to where it really can be a very personal experience when we make those personal connections and we build those relationships. So it's just like networking face to face. You're just using, your keyboard online. So join the Facebook groups. That would be where your ideal students are hanging out. Look up communities where they're having conversations, and start posting answers and helping people. The more we give, the more we will receive. And then you will start to, show yourself as an expert in that niche, and that specific transformation or that challenge that people are facing for your ideal students, because you're going to be able to provide them the answers they're looking for. And I'm not saying, give away the whole farm, but be able to help people and lead them, to some small transformations and small shifts. And then you'll be able to create that online presence. And then people will also start to refer to you and say, hey, we know of somebody who has an answer for that. And then the momentum starts to build. So it takes a little bit of time to get that momentum building, and it will build. It will happen. You just need to stay out there and be consistent and keep going. So then you can send emails to everyone you know. So once you created your landing page and your lead magnet, send a really short email out to everyone you know, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your associates, your current clients, your past clients. Send it to everyone and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. It may not be for you, but if you know somebody that this might help, please forward. And then you can start generating some, momentum that way as well. So organically building an audience, just by being you, just provide value, just engage with people online, and have a presence, and just be a face out there, be a point of information for people. And then you're going to start getting that momentum and getting people to your landing page and be able to convert. Also, partner up with affiliates. So if you know other coaches or other professionals or consultants that can give like a complimentary service offering, or maybe their list is something that's complimentary to who your ideal student is, talk to them. There's lots of opportunity in there. It doesn't have to be, like, hey, I'll pay you X for this. It's just, creating a relationship, and that's what's important. So depending on the relationship you have with these people, you can, ask them to share their list with you. You can share your list with them, and so forth. You can join forces. You have an opportunity to promote your lead magnet on their list and say, hey, can you just send this email out to them? Can you just forward it for me? And then maybe it's coming from, maybe it'll be a better open rate because it's coming from your affiliate to their list. And then you have actually that social proof as well, which is always nice. That builds it up. Let's see, what else could you do? Special offering. You could do special offerings to their list and say, hey, because you're on this list and you have an affiliate, then I'm going to offer a discounted rate or a special package. And then vice versa, you can share with each other, or you can share proceeds, whatever you guys decide you want to do together to be able to join forces. But relationships really will make an impact. And there's lots of options out there, so get creative. Then there's content marketing. So if you have a blog, a podcast, any other way of communicating, doing articles online, whatever it is that you're doing and engaging right now, then you want to just embed in there the content upgrades. So say you're writing a blog post, then create a piece of content that goes more in depth, or is like an actionable tool that you can do based on that topic and say, hey, go to this link, which would be a landing page, and check out this to-do, checklist, or this how-to manual, or my, quick reference guide, based on that topic. So you want to stay consistent those. So you don't want to do a blog on, how to improve your love life, with your partner, and then send them to some landing page about public speaking. So offer readers of your blog that option to receive that extra. So people, everyone can just read your blog, but then if they want more, then they can opt in on that landing page or that website to get that extra content. So never underestimate the power of content. Content marketing has been and will be one of the most powerful forms of marketing. For one, it is presenting what you have to offer. It's presenting your secret sauce and your unique and valuable offering. It's offering people information that they're looking for. It's connecting with that ideal student. So don't underestimate that. And what you want to do is just start integrating in there calls to action, and have, more than one. I think I can look up some stats on it, but there's, I think it's 3, usually is like 2 to 3 calls to action in there. So you don't want just one like at the bottom. You want a couple, woven in saying, hey, here's, a way to improve on this, and check this out. And so people see it more than once. Okay, so this is one of my favorite ones. So once you've created the landing pages and the opt-ins and all of that and the integration, then you want to go into all of your social media accounts, and in your profiles, put the link to that landing page, and a little call to action on there you can hook people. You want to hook them. You want to hook your ideal students, so you catch their attention and they say, yeah, that's for me. And then say, hey, check out this, link, and you get more information. So put all of that into your, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all Gmail plus, all the different ones that are out there now. So go ahead and put those in there. And then also on all of your emails, your signatures on your emails, on your computer, as well as on your smartphone, because your smartphone signature is different. It won't send like it does. Typically, it won't send like it does from your computer email. So on your computer and on your smartphone, change your email signature to have that hook. I think mine is, courses, helping coaches create courses, learn the value of creating courses, click here for your free course. And, that's for me to be able to capture more people on my list. And then when it's forwarded, then other people see that as well. So that's like a huge one, because that's just so valuable. I mean, how many emails do we send a day? And we want to increase that conversion rate with the people that we already know by putting that easy link in there on your signature. So, put it on the bottom, keep it so people can see it really well. And that's a great way to do it. Then there's also, you can do the webinars, the informational webinar things, giveaways, contests, pop-ups, search engine optimization for your content marketing, all sorts of ways to do that. So, and then there's also, obviously the paid ways, which are going to be Facebook ads. So you can promote your posts, place ads, promote events like free webinars. Whatever you do, always have them opt in. You always need to be able to, like, one of the first things they see is you need to provide me your email address to provide the value I'm going to provide. So just think of it, barter exchange. You're providing value, they're providing value. And it's, it's so ubiquitous now that we kind of expect it. And, I put in my email all the time because there's so many good things out there that I want more information on. You can always, people can always opt out later. But I'm, pretty willing to give my email address as long as I know I'm getting value in return. Facebook ads are awesome because they really do target your ideal student. If you go to the Facebook ads manager, you can create the demographics, location, all of that stuff. You can create what kind of ad you want to target for those people. And it's amazing because I looked at the stats. There are over 651 million people on Facebook. That's like twice the US population right now. That's pretty crazy. So there are a lot of people on there. And it gives you a great way to be able to target your demographic in ways that regular, keywords or search engine optimization and all of that online can't. So it's pretty amazing. So, and it really isn't super expensive. Just try it out and make sure you know what you're doing. The conversion code gives some great tips as well. So other paid ways, LinkedIn sponsored updates, Twitter ads, AdWords, and there's all different ways to do it. Just start organically, start with the foundations, start with the basics. You need to make sure you have a way to capture that email address and then automate that information with them. So have a landing page, have something of value, know your secret sauce. Before you do anything, you've got to know what your secret sauce is and who your ideal student is, because you want to speak their language, you want to provide them value, you want to know what they want and what they need, before you do anything. So you can even, if you want to just go into the communities, if you have an idea of who you want to, target for your courses, and you have an idea of what your secret sauce is, go online, check it out before you even make any referrals to anything. You can start to gather information and start validating what that course offering is and make sure that you are connected and aligned with that. And maybe there's some tweaks that need to be done before you create the landing page and the lead magnet, because then you can really target in even better and speak their language even more and be more aligned with them. So hopefully this was helpful. I appreciate your time. I'm always here for you at thecourselaunchpad.com. You can go online to Facebook. I always offer a lot of information on there, on the Course Launchpad there. And of course, my courses on creating courses is thesecourselaunchpad.courses. So thank you so much and happy course creation.